A word. There we go. Uh, bro, how do I do this? How do I do this? If anyone's joining sick, I haven't even like put this out there yet, so bear with me. I gotta figure this out. Give me a little bit of time. I've never like streamed my screen on YouTube before. Hopefully the audio's all right. I have like a whole ass mic for this. So, right, what do I do? I need to. All right, there's the link. So then I'll put this on Twitter. Is that even the right link, bro? How do I do that? How do I? Sorry, this might take a. Okay, there we go. That's what I was looking for. And a lot to go over. Ah, cool. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a few minutes, let people start to fizzle in, and I'm not gonna be doing this through Thinkorswim, just because I don't know how to like crop the screen. To be honest, I like really don't know what I'm doing in terms of streaming. But I'm gonna be using TradingView for this. So I believe if I go to, where's my TradingView? Here. Okay, yeah, this is what we're gonna be working with. Um, and is there a way for me to like get the chat up? Okay, there we go. Sick. No, come back. Ay, ay, ay. This is so much more complicated than it should be. Okay, sweet. A little more getting baked while watching, bro. I'm already baked. I'm gonna be honest with you. Little baked. um, Sick. Give it another minute or so. I need to keep this open. Bro, it doesn't stay open. How do I? This is so annoying. What a day. I agree, dude. I agree. This has been wild. Um, but I'm actually excited though because I mean, obviously there's a lot to talk about. So I tweeted this visual out last night, and I tweeted at the top of this four right here. And I'm gonna dive super deep into this whole structure. I don't think this has the full count on it. Yeah, this is just like from this point of view. But this is technically like farther up there. But let's see. Um, where do I begin from? Hold up one second. Let me put this link somewhere else too. Here. Cool. Open this back up so I can see what people are saying. Nice. Okay, so let's just go from the top. There's definitely a lot to cover because, I mean, for one, I haven't like made a forecast in a minute, so I thought I would do a stream, and I've never, streamed my screen before through YouTube, so I had to like learn how to do all that. I had to get this whole software. Um, but anyways, let's dive right in. So, I believe in the what's it called? The last time I did a forecast, the count was looking more along the lines of this. I'm gonna have to fuck it. I'll just check the chat periodically. Um, the count I was looking at instead of what's visualized here. This is correct, and I have to explain how this came about. But the count we were looking at before was you had like your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This was your 1, so that's still the same. But I thought it was gonna go like this. So this is 1, 2, and I thought this is 1, 2, and then we have like a we explode out of there. But obviously that didn't happen, and so there were a lot of context clues that actually gave us an opportunity to really see what the fuck is actually going on here because this downside move definitely caught a lot of people by surprise. I do remember saying to watch this 252 level, and I'm going to show you the thought process behind that. So first of all, let's start with so your 5-way move up, and this is your large degree wave 1, right? Originally, we were thinking this was the low right here to be watching for. But as soon as we lost that low, I believe this was December 3rd. As soon as we lost that had me scratching my head because I had to really think about this. I will say, like, being able to identify this pattern, this is stupid. This is just so stupid. I have like never seen a structure develop the way it has like this. So what we're looking at now, instead of 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, this whole move is this is a 1, and then this is the super elongated wave 2. I guess you could argue WXY. Actually, no, you can't do that because WXY we'd expect a triple zigzag. So ABC, 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 but in this leg you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So instead of a WXY, you have something called an expanding flat, and I'm going to show you all the ratios for that. And it is a bit much to take in. I really was scratching my head trying to figure this out. But first, before I do that, I'm going to show you why the last interpretation up to like 251-ish, why that's what I was looking for. But then actually, you know what? I'm sorry. This is like a lot. This is a very methodical process, and explaining it is a lot harder than I thought it would be. But right, so for your what is this, 230? Yeah. So whenever you have a oh, actually no, that's drawn wrong. So whenever you have a wave 1 and a wave 2, usually the wave 1 of 3 of the larger degree, right? So you have 1, 2, and we thought this was a 3 up. So usually the first wave 1 will take the wave 1 of 3 will take the 0.618 extension of the entire move. So in this scenario, we are under the impression this was a wave 1 and this is the wave 2 down here. And then again, we had wave 1 up to here, wave 2 down to here. I could show the extensions to like how no, stop calling me, busy. Hopefully that wasn't bad bitch. I don't think it was. Anyways, back to this. Stop texting me, busy. So what we were looking for here is so we measured this move, right? We were looking at this as a wave 1 and this is wave 2. And we were looking this right here, this level right here. I need to put it on screen. Also, sorry, I'm not an avid TradingView user, so it takes me a minute to sort of, figure out how to put everything on here. But we'll go here, settings, 618, that's the tick, right? And boom, there's your rejection right there. So as soon as we did reject this was November 22nd, that was a cue that we could expect a pretty sharp decline, but I didn't think it'd go like this off the bat. And so my thinking was, if it followed, typical wave movements, what would happen is we'd have, right, there's your move up. And then normally, so if that's a wave 1, you'd expect that the wave 2 will come down to at least the 0.618 retrace of the entire large degree wave 1. So we'll put the 0.618, 786, and I want the 854 on. Does TradingView have it? No. So we'll put this, but we'll change this to 0.854, put that in orange. I have to put a 0 first. I forgot. Yeah. Okay. So we were looking for a bounce at any of these levels. And as soon as we, sort of convincing here at the 786, but obviously, we kept falling. And as soon as we lost this low, that made me think, okay, so this entire move is just part of a larger correction. So at first my head was like, okay, we have a wave 1 and 2, 1 A, B, C, or no, yeah, that's right, 1 A, B, C into 2. And then you'd have a 1, 2, 1, 2 setup where you have, like, we would bottom somewhere around like 180, 190, and that's when you really start to move up, starting the 3 of 3. But obviously that's not what happened. And this is where I really started to scratch my head, because it's like, this was a mess to look at. Let's see, how do I draw these extensions out? Where are we going from now? I know everyone wants to see like where we're going next. I'm getting there. I'm just like showing you guys this whole process, because it's like, I don't know, a lot of people like to shit on Elliott waves just because it is a subjective strategy, but it works. Like, I'm telling you, it works. All right, no, we need to look at large degree ratios now, because I was looking at this entire move. At first I thought, oh fuck, oh wait, hold on, let me take the chat. What's going on? Screen cut off. Is it back? Let's see. Let's go back to. Should be good. Can I see it? Pull this back up. When your stream isn't showing your entire chart. Let's see. Is that better? Is that working? Software is weird, man. Let me check this again. Let's see what's going on with this. Should I mean I think it's working. I don't know. Hopefully it is. Someone is shorting screen stocks. One moon. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Don't worry. But a little more to cover. First, we need to cover this entire downside move. It's not. Yo, what's going on? This is really weird. Let's see. Can't see screen. Screen's cut off. We can only see a part of the trading view window. Huh. Oh, that's because this is like, sorry. What about this? Any better? Maybe. Like I know, I don't like, I don't even have a desktop set up because I just have my laptop trying to get this to work. Um, we can only see the Yo, what the heck, man? What's going on? All right, let me see if I can like join this from my phone. I want to see what it looks like, and then maybe I can like work from there. Sorry about this. Technical difficulty. Recording resolution compared to monitor resolution difference. It's almost like your screen cap is smaller than your monitor. All right, let's see what the hell's going on with this. All right, bear with me 1 second. I'm pulling this up on my phone. Oh, I see. Shit. Yeah, what the fuck? That's really weird. Okay. So if I minimize this. All right, bear with me. Let me full screen this. I want to see what this looks like. Let's see. I mean, I guess if I just like keep it at this angle, I just need to like, if I keep it like this, I think this works. Maybe. Sorry, the stream's lagging on my phone. I want to make sure this all checks out. Okay, a little bit more this way, like that. Let's try this. Give it a few seconds. Bum ba bum ba bum ba bum ba bum ba bum. Okay, you know what? That looks good. That's better. Let's just work with that. Good. I have it on my phone. I can see it now. Okay, let's work with this. Cool. Anyways, let's see. We were looking at ratios, so we have to. Let's go to retracements to see if we can like plot out this whole move. See what the hell was going on. So on this whole decline, looking at this from a wave perspective, we have obviously your 5 legs up, but the issue is what your wave 2 can't come into the territory of your wave 1. So as soon as we lost this low at like 166, that was a sign that this whole move is just a larger subset of waves. And what that made me think is obviously it's a larger degree correction, and so then your head has to start thinking, okay, is this some sort of flat that's going on? And to verify that, we'll pull up our extensions, and we want to look for, or actually no, I need to go from the A wave. So first we'll measure the A wave down, and we need to see if the B wave ticked a significant ratio. So we're going to measure that, right? And in this scenario, I believe this was the 1382. So we'll edit this, put the 1382, and right there's your tick right there. And so whenever this happens, this is always a cue for something called an expanding flat. So when you tick above the 1-to-1 level, next level to look for a 1, 2, 3, 6. If you take the 1, 2, 3, 6, then what usually happens is the next leg down will be equal to the A leg. And so let's say the first run in, what was this, November 3rd, let's say this topped at like 237 instead of 250. What that would have done is, instead of us having this super elongated move down, we would just measure the A leg, bring it up to the 230, and we would likely bottom at the 1-to-1. My God, dude, there's so many ratios on here. 1-to-1 at, what is this, 174. If we top a little bit lower, but we didn't, and because we took the 1, 2, 3, 6, that's a cue to watch for the 1, 6, 1, 8 of A equals C. hence the term expanding flat, right? B is bigger than A, C is bigger than B. And it's like you get this really weird elongated correction type of bullshit. And, trying to interpret it's a bitch. Like, it's really hard at the moment. And to be fair, there's, like, no way you could have seen this coming. Like, it's virtually impossible to have seen it top at 252 on November 3rd and been like, okay, I'm not buying till 150s. I was caught off guard by that too. But anyways, finally, bring it all full circle. Let's clear this ratio. Let's clear these fibs out. And finally, right, and this is just a larger scale. When we start working on a more macro scale or micro scale, I'll show you the whole 5-wave subdivision and how that was counted out. But in this scenario, right, we're looking for the 1618 down to here and borderline there. But now we have to dig deeper, right? So this gives us a target of about 147, 148, somewhere in the 150 range. So let's remove, not all the drawings, just this one. Now we got to dig in deeper. So bear with me here. Hold up. Let me make sure it looks right on my phone because I have to like crop it weird. I think this is good, hopefully. And so from here, now we have to measure 5 legs down because we have 1 and 2. And this was also critical, by the way. So remember how I showed the 0.618 rejection? That was a cue for a sharp sell-off. That was already a cue, but we expected to, find a low around the 200s before making another leg up. And, obviously that didn't happen. So that makes you think, what happens from here? And to do this, what we'll do is we'll take our extensions. And these five legs down, these will follow, similar wave ratios as, what's it called? Impulsive waves. It's 5 legs down. So 1, 2, 3 is your extended, 4, and then 5. And most of the time, your waves 1 and 5 will be equal in length, but it's one fucking volatile stock, man. You can't always expect the ratios to check out entirely. But what you'd expect is, so we take our extensions, top to here, looking for 1618, and boom, right? This was earnings, or no, this wasn't earnings. This was last week, I believe, when we had the sharp sell up down to the 150s. Tick the 1618, and that's a cue, 1, 2, 3. This is a wave 3 characteristic. And, at that point, you have to scratch your head and think, is this a correction, or do we have one more leg down before we can expect to, retrace to the upside? And from there, what we'll do is, can I go to like what is a 15-minute show? 15 minutes. Like angle this weird. I think this works. Sorry, I'm like watching it on my phone to make sure it's scaled correctly. Okay, yeah, that's good. So from here, we have to, try and decipher, what the fuck is going on. And I wish I was on Thinkorswim. I'm much better at using that platform. But looking at here, I believe I tweeted out this projection the day before earnings. I expected us to ramp up to like 187-ish before dropping down to like the low 160s. But here's the thing. Because this is a wave 4, this is a move against the larger degree trend, which is down. We only had an ABC up. We had A, B, and C, and we failed to make a newer high after topping at what was this, like 181, 182. So 3 waves up, then we can expect another 5 down from here. And to measure this, let's zoom in even more. We're looking at this right here. So we'll take our extensions, and within this, the labeling would be like, right, something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that marks the low right there. Let me change the degree of this. Actually, that's already the lowest. You know what? This is technically incorrect labeling, but who fucking cares? It doesn't matter. So finally, right, to coming full circle, we're going to take our extensions. Top of here, 1, 2, and we're looking for deep move down. This was the earnings, right? Earnings tick at 1618. That was a 3. And this morning we had a bit of a recovery, right? Right at open, I think we ticked like 167. What was this? 168. So finally, we're gonna measure top from here to here, and we're looking for like 1 to 1-ish. Or again, it's better on TradingView, but the level on TradingView I had was like literally 151 to the tick. And, you know, lo and behold, that's where we hit and we started to trend up. So what this tells me is you know, I don't want to jinx it, but I'm willing to bet that the correction is over. And this is where it gets exciting, because now we can talk large degree targets and like what happens from here. Because now that all this bullshit is out of the way, or so it looks like, what's going to happen from here, in my opinion, is if it follows typical wave fashion, let's just map it out. It'll go something like this. So we'll like slowly start to trend up. We'll have like a sharpish move up, but then we're going to come down again. And we're not going to, it's imperative we don't lose the low today at like 150. So if it moves up, it'll go something like, you know, something like that. And then that just makes a larger one. So then you'd be looking at something like one, or that's extension, sorry. Remove. Then we'd be looking something like this, right? So this is a one, and then another sharp move down. And so I'm waiting for this. That's what I mean, not that I advocate playing options, but that's what I'm waiting for. I made decent money today selling calls into earnings. It's always very risky to play earnings. You know, you never know what's going to happen, but I was just betting on it in implied volatility crush. I believe the options were anticipating a plus or minus like 30-point move, and we only moved like 10 points. So obviously we didn't satisfy the move that the options were expecting or anticipating. So the implied volatility got crushed. And when you're selling those contracts, you make the difference. And so that was nice to see. And as it kept falling, I was slowly buying more and more and more. But now let's project much larger degree targets, see where we're headed next. But here's the exciting thing. We've been talking a lot about waiting for the tsunami, if you will. And what's cool is now that we seemingly have found a bottom around here, and also historically, this 150 level has been a very strong level of support. I don't really analyze like that solely, but being able to identify, you know, historical trends with support and resistance, it's very helpful. And so what we're going to look at now is we're going to draw our extension. Same sort of process, but larger scale now. So we'll take our extension tool, low of here to the high of 1. We're going to measure this move and not up to the B. That's just how you measure. You have to measure from the top of the 1 down to the low of 2. And if it follows typical wave fashion, the next like major upside level would be what, 292-ish? And then the move up to like hit that level would go, you know, something kind of like this. Extended 3, 4, 5 into there, right? So that's, you know, what we're looking for over the next, I don't know, few weeks. This could, I haven't really been following like the FTD cycle and like what really moves this. Sorry. I just like to look at the charts and kind of map out what's going to happen, but I'm happy with this move down. 5 legs down. It's not the cleanest, but the structure is there. This is an expanding flat, and they're rough, they're violent, they definitely catch a lot of people off guard. The final leg down, a lot of people think the correction is over at the third leg. This was like this was last week. A lot of people thought the correction was over there, but you know, not that people are even selling this anyways. Like, if you're in GameStop and you're selling it at 150, you don't belong in GameStop. Like, you just don't. But anyways, from here, this is like the trajectory at this level. But now let's zoom out and talk like even larger degree targets, because I'm pretty confident it will play out like this over the course of who knows how long. It might be a little bit flat for the next few days, but I do expect us to sort of start to reclaim our ground and start to move back up to the upside. These levels won't last for long, and if you did buy the dip today, I'm willing to bet you are going to be very happy with that decision. I know I am. But now let's pull up a daily chart. How am I going to scale this out? Let's clear all of this. I'll just hide it all. All right. But now looking at it like this is where it gets really interesting. So the way I view this, without getting super deep in like between, it'll be something like this. That's your 1, that's your 2, and then your 3. Blast off, something like that. 4, 5, something like that. But again, this is just like hypothetically. Okay, the screen looks good too. I'm just making sure. But from here, now we'll take our extension again, and we're gonna see the major level. This is a daily chart. We actually ticked 513 in after hours, so that's what I'm gonna be working with. 513 down to like, I believe it was 38. I love how I know this like by heart. There's your 168 at 862. So that's like a major level that I'm watching for when this shit really does start to rip. And I'm confident we will definitely we will hit at least 547. But with your wave 3, that's your extension. 99% of the time, the wave 3 is the longest. It can't be the shortest, but it's usually the longest. And so if it follows, typical wave fashion, that's what we'd expect up to there. 863, 547, then finally, this isn't MOS, by the way. This is just, leading up to it. Who knows what the fuck happens from there? Like, it could just, start to blast off, and then it just goes into the stratosphere, and all this is pointless. But from a technical point of view, this is more or less exactly how AMC did it, but AMC at 86 or GameStop at 863 is the equivalent to AMC at like 35, I think. Isn't that stupid? Like, it's so stupid. But again, we'll measure this here, 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 and if it takes an anticipated level, we'd expect up to. I need the 786 on here. 786 comes out to. Let's see. If it's, if it moves away like I dare I say natural, nothing is natural about this, but if it does move like quote unquote naturally, then we'd expect to, come up to like 12, above 1,000 definitely, but into the 1,200 range. But hear me out, right? What AMC did is, and I don't know if I should be using AMC as like a precursor, but that's like the best piece of data I can really work with. So what we're gonna do is AMC hit the 1382 extension, which, actually I have it on there. Now, let me clear this out, because this is a lot to look at. The 1382 is 1745. So GameStop at 1745 is the equivalent to AMC at, I believe, 72 it hit, or 78, something like that. And again, this is all pre-MOAS. So everything that's happened so far is, obviously it's like nothing for what's to come, but this is where we're headed. And, from here, this could just be a larger, let's just say hypothetically, this could just be a whole larger one up to here, and then it could dump down to like God knows how low it could go. And see, this is why I've like floated the thesis of like a fake squeeze, and see, this is where I think MOAS happens. I think it go like that, but and millions, boom, gone. But on the topic of a fake squeeze, this is how I think it would go. Not that I'd be selling. I would probably be selling calls really far out of the money, at least like a little bit, so I could, because implied volatility would be going retarded. Like if that's just a great opportunity to take advantage of heightened implied volatility. Like you could just sell at the money straddles too, and you're just banking on an IV crush. You don't really care about where it goes directionally. But anyways, kind of got a little sidetracked there. On the topic of like psychology, because waves are a very big proponent of market psychology, which is also another reason why I love trading the strategy. What we'd expect again is, up to this point, it's like being hyped by everyone. Mainstream media is saying, "Oh, this is the squeeze, guys. This is the squeeze. Make sure to sell." And then we'll have let's map it out. Let's take fibs. Let's say hypothetically, if it follows typical fashion, let's put a low as like somewhere around here. It doesn't even matter. 618, 683, but I'd be willing to bet that it probably comes down to like, I don't know, low to mid 200s before it really starts to rocket. So I'm just saying, like, this is going to be a crazy ride. Once it really starts to take off, it'll be going from 1,000 plus to low hundreds, and then it really starts to go crazy. But there's like no way you can really, really predict what's going to happen. Like, as much as I can map it out and say and like show projections, like like you can only predict so much with this madness, and it does move erratically. Like once it's really moving, it's gone. It just starts to explode. But I think I've covered about everything I wanted to talk about. I definitely went a little bit longer than I expected to, but hey, cool. I also need to like figure out how to get this stream to work a little bit better for the future, because I feel like I do want to start doing this more. This is fun. But on that note, I'm pretty sure I covered everything. Let me check the chat, because bro, has the screen been off the whole time? I'm like watching it on my phone, and I can see pretty much everything I'm doing. Bought more at 152. Power move, bro. Power play. But yeah, this is, how it's gonna go. And for the people that like hate on me for selling covered calls, just like, hey man, that's what pays the bills. Gotta gotta do what you gotta do. I never sell shares, and that's why I do like to sell calls. Like even if they're really far out of the money. Like yesterday, for earnings, I sold a 200 call. I sold 200 calls in 180s, which was definitely conservative. But I mean, still, by the time markets opened, those calls were down like 70%, and I closed half there. I let a few more ride. I definitely should have been more aggressive with it. But hey, if you're winning, you're winning. You can't really complain. But yeah, sick. I think that went over about everything. Thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in. Hopefully, you could see the screen. I'm looking on my phone. I can see it. Hopefully, it worked. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, everyone. And I will catch you on the next one. Peace.